the recording. Okay. Since we haven't started the workshop yet. Okay. So you don't need to ask anyone whether this can be done in Dynamo or not. Very simple. You can do it manually. If you can do that manually, it can be automated. If you're not able to do it manually in Revit, so there is no such an option. You can't do it. Okay. So there are some areas we can automate even though if you can't do it alone. I mean, like within Revit, it's called force methods. Force methods. There are some sort of functions. Okay. Forcefully, you can do that. Okay. The line work tool still unavailable in Revit API. Uh, Actually, no. We That's not a tool. I mean, there is a function, Mustafa. Okay. So line work in the sense, I mean, you can use, for example, so in Revit, for example, this can be, I mean, if you notice that the green color lines, we know that they are scope boxes lines. Even you can convert the scope box, the dashed lines into, you know, the Revit lines. Seriously, okay. So the scope box lines you can use it, okay, into the individual 3D views also, okay. Scope VV. Let's turn off everything. You should know the source. Simple. If I have this, I'll just show you some dummy stuff. I want to select a model element. Don't select a model element. Select model element. Just click on select and select this object. Now I want to see that in Dynamo. So, Mr. Dynamo, I have an element. Can you please get me the geometry of it? So, when I connect once, I can see somewhere here. I can see somewhere here there is a mesh, a line, and a solid. We have a solid. Okay. So, I can extract it like what do you mean by line? What is this line? What is this line? So, what is this line? I can extract the lines of all the four areas. No, if I have a solid, if I want to fetch of fifth one, can you please get me? I have a list. I have a list of objects. Can you get me the fifth one? Just got the solid. What happened? You can shut the phone. Solid. I have a solid now. So I can see some. How do I convert the lines into it? So I have a geometry dot explode. Geometry dot explode. When I export this, I have an individual surfaces now. So for every block, for example, if it's a matchbox, if it is a matchbox, if you keep on exploding it, so that will be like a surfaces. So for this, we have total six surfaces. So how do I convert surface? Again, if I want to explode even the surface, I have a surface. Dot. Can I get the perimeter curves? The perimeter curves. Perimeter curves. So when I connect, what I'm having here, I have to connect exactly. Now I got the perimeter curves and the lines. And you can use this line work. Okay, I mean all this for different. You can use it. Now if you want to place some points here and here and the mid of it, you can do all this. Just like pointed parameter. Pointed parameter. I have a list of curves and I need it exactly at midpoint of all the curves. Now I can see the midpoint. So for this curve, this is a midpoint. For this curve, this is a midpoint. For this curve, midpoint, this now the midpoint. Okay, so if I would like to see, I can see all this. From a solid we can extract it. Okay, if I don't want to see even the, I can see the points we created. Okay, so even from an object, even from an this the elements which we cannot pick, by hand, even you can extract some information out of it. So I hope you heard about okay, this one. I'm so sorry. Rivet lookup tool. Rivet lookup tool. So there is a Rivet lookup tool which is inside. I mean, you have to install this, and it will give you another properties palette. If you don't see some information in in Rivet, I mean, we know that like the properties palette, the instance parameters and the type parameters which we see, they are not even 5% of the actual parameters we supposed to see. If you install the Rivet API Rivet lookup tool, you see the real parameters and the values assigned to it. There are if the actual parameters are 1,000, we see maximum 10 or 20. We see maximum 10 or 20. Okay, if you have 5,000, we see 50 or 100. Seriously. Okay, so only a BIM developer can see all this. Where is that? Is that you? Only a BIM developer can see this entire, you know, this. Would have installed this. I forgot. Okay, we have a workshop tomorrow as well. I'll show you. I'll install tonight and I'll show you tomorrow. Okay, so that's fine. If you need a detailed solution for this, text me personal. Anas. Okay, good. Anyone have any questions? It's already 8:35, so I think better we can start a workshop. Huh? Control V. The key topics for this workshop. Anyone have any questions before we start? No? No one have any questions? No one have any questions? No questions. Okay, fine. Let me introduce ourselves first. We are an entity. It's Bimera Private Limited. Okay, and we have actually three different verticals. So the first one is like a training, and the candidates we train will place them into the companies. Okay, so we are very unique in this industry because we keep on upgrading ourselves and upgrading the team size as well. I mean, the the team size in the sense like the trainers and the student size and everything. Okay, so at the same time, let me give you a short brief about our course content and the way we deliver the content. In 2019, the same workshop, we take the same workshop, the training duration is like 15 hours. 15 hours. In 2024, it is 60 hours now. So whatever we used to charge in 2019, we haven't increased. Even we quadruple, we increased the course content for four times. Four times. 15 hours. Where 15 hours to that 60 hours. In 2019, it is the same fee. In 2024, it is the same fee. Do you understand? So we focus on the quality of the training. Why? Because we don't want to leave you off once the training is over. We want to maintain a relation between with the tutor and the student for a long time because we need you. I mean, whenever the company requires a kind of an automation, guys. Okay, so we generally pick you only. Okay, so whenever still we have trained around 1500 plus candidates, but still we keep on running short of candidates to place automation people in the companies. Okay, there are very few. Earlier the companies used to fight for Revit people like 4 5 years before. How the companies used to find people who knows Revit. Okay, now the companies are actually fighting for the people who knows automation. Seriously. Okay, so I want you, and even if you come and ask me, I mean, for example, you join this batch, and if you have any queries in after 4 5 years, you can come and ask anytime, always. Understand? Okay, so you are a contributor for a company growth. Will never leave you alone with any kind of. Okay, so we made this content like anything. Earlier we used to write, I mean, the people, I mean, the students used to struggle to write a code like anything. Seriously, because they don't get a proper logic, they don't get proper notes and everything. We are using a chat GPT now. We are using chat GPT. So we have a dedicated platform for that. So we will explain. I'll show you tomorrow the use cases of it. Okay, how to use, the chat GPT terminologies for your learning. Understand? Okay. So myself, Kumar, and I'm having like 14 years of experience in the industry, 14 plus years of experience in the industry. And when it comes to the automation, no, the time limit, I've been doing it from in 2005, 2006 itself. Okay, I was started learning when I was studying 10th. And then after that, I've started implementing this kind of um, Python technologies from 2005 itself. Okay, so I'm an ethical hacker too. Okay, anyways, that's different. So when it comes to this, the training, you must have, generally most of the people doing the mistakes picking a wrong tutor. I agree, because I have picked many tutors wrongly. Understand, later on I realized, okay, this is what generally happens, so I don't want my students to face this issue. So I will be the tutor for you till the end of your BIM automation journey. Understand? Okay. So I'll be very polite to everyone. I'll be very patient. Okay. So uh, that should be an additional quality. I mean, the must should quality for a tutor. Okay. So when it comes to the training, trust me, it's very interactive. Okay, I'll talk to everyone. For example, current batch we have around 24 students. I think 6 students still have to be yet to be filled. Okay, so yeah, 6 students are yet to be filled. Okay, so out of this 24, I'll pick. I mean, all won't have a proper mindset, so all won't catch the same topic. Okay, in a first attempt. So I'll give the second attempt again, third attempt, the fourth attempt, the fifth one, sixth one. Keep on giving more examples till uh, a slow guy, a slow learner understood very clearly. Okay, so we have 20 key concepts. We have 20 key concepts. We have 20 key concepts to become an expert. To become an expert, remote automation. No, dynamic expert. Dynamic expert, not BIM automation expert. Both are different. I'll explain you in coming scenarios. I can't explain one to one, calling them and taking them individual demos. There is a reason I always invite couple of people into this workshop, and I'll explain very clearly in 1 or 2 minutes. On call, I will be busy and I'm not able to keep on answering you properly. So these things generally happen. So that is the reason in weekends I'm spending like 1.5 hour to give you the complete overview of automation. Guys, automation is our future. If you don't invest yourself on your career, your time and money, you will be there for the same in the same seat for a long time. Trust me. Okay. So upskill yourself. Upskill. Okay, learn anything, not only this, which helps you in your project. I mean, if you have a different departments and the people are working on different tools, go and learn those first and involve in it. In case if you don't have an option to sit and work on your Revit projects, you will be there. Find that new things always. You must be look for the new stuff. Then only, I mean, it doesn't mean like you are starting your career again. So you are using the new tools with the same set of. It is an additional skill. Understand? Okay. So there are 20 key concepts to become a Dynamo expert. I will show you what are those exactly in our in our workshop. Fine. So most of the people keep on asking me, Rajesh, what is the Dynamo and how it is exactly different from Revit manually. There's a very frequent question. If when I run a campaign, the people are saying, what is Dynamo? So I heard about Dynamo, but I don't know how to use it. I'm very new to the Dynamo. So these keep on the questions. I'm not able to answer it everyone. So I requested most of you. Can you please come and attend this workshop? I'll explain everything clearly. Okay. So what is Dynamo? It is a tool name. It's a tool name. Dynamo is a tool name. It's not a process name. It's not a process name. Then what about the process? Revit is a tool name, and the process we called as a BIM, building information modeling. So there's a for coding, it's API, application programming interface. Okay, so how we have a BIM platform, the developers have a API platform. The people who works on applications. Okay, behind the application, the backside, the another phase of an application is a coding. Okay, API. So this Dynamo is not a coding language. It's a no coding language. What do you mean by no coding? What do you mean by no coding? You don't need any code to create a Buddha stuff. For example, your engineer is irritating you always to add a bunch of elements and remove the elements, delete the elements, and coordinator is harassing you. Why did you do this without a proper inputs? And it is taking long. It's a very lengthy procedure to fix that. Additions and the deletions of elements, and because you have to change the tags of it and everything. What if you can automate it in just matter of seconds? That can be done without knowing a I mean, abcds of coding at all. You no need to know any. Seriously, I'm not joking. You no need to know any kind of language. If you're completely new to the coding, still you can comment. This tool is especially for you, not for the people who knows already a coding. I'll pick them if you are already good in coding and you can able to understand the code, like and its functionalities. Then Dynamo is not for you. There is a Revit API. There is another course called Revit API. Understand? Is this clear? Is this clear, everyone? Guys, is this clear? Okay. So no coding platform. What
Yes.
what do you mean by no coding? So here someone have created a bunch of blocks. The number of blocks. The number of blocks here. So the block contains some different functionalities in it. If you know how that block works, enough. Seriously enough. You don't need to be become a developer. You don't need to be developer. If you understand the developer terminologies, it's fine. You don't need to be a what do you say that maestri. What do you call that? The person who build your. You don't need to be a labor. If you know and what if you understand the terminologies, the technologies of building, a house, it's enough. You don't need to be sit and you don't need to be a carpenter. You don't need to be, all this. Understand? Okay. So here we are going to understand the same. We are going to understand the same session lot. So we are going to understand the same. how each and every block works. How, I mean, each and every block works. How this block works. What is it actually expecting? So what should I exactly connect this to this? What happen if I connect something to it? If I connected something wrong, what will be, you know, the result? Okay, you should know how to play with these blocks. Very simple. That will be teaching in the level one. In level one, we have three different levels, guys. We have three different levels: level one, and level two, and level three. So level one will, I mean, the dynamo will be part of a level one dynamo. Okay, so after dynamo, we have another dynamo geometry. Another one, it's a dynamo geometry. Okay, but Rajesh, I heard somewhere like the coding is really important. The coding terminologies are really important. What was that? It was actually Python. But before Python, there is another course language called design scripting. You have to understand this first. You won't get a single video of design scripting in YouTube anywhere. I know. I mean, if I started revealing the concepts behind it, you started watching those. What about this mean? What about this concept in YouTube? You will not get anything because my course is completely developed. For completely beginners, picking from different courses. I'm good in six languages, not speaking languages, the coding languages. Okay, so the speak just I'm removing this guy intentionally, but still it's joining. Okay, design scripting. Okay, so to teach Python, for me, I generally like take 12 hours. Okay, to teach design scripting, almost which I close to take 10 hours to finish. Why should I waste your time and my time to teach you the design scripting? I can directly teach you the Python itself. So that will be eliminated from the course outline. So I don't need to teach the additional 12 hours. But why I'm not doing it? The reason, this is the foundation concept, and this is more easy. Python is more easiest language. If you go and ask any guy, they'll simply say, I know C and I've been using from 10, 15 years. I know C sharp, I know some other tool, I've been using this from so and so years. If you go and ask those guys, they'll say Python is very easiest language. You happily sit and you and your kids can sit and learn at the same time. To be frank, he will be more better than you. Since you have additional commitments, he doesn't have. They doesn't have. The kids doesn't have. Understand? So Python is such an easiest language. There is an easiest language in R Revit. In Dynamo, it's called design scripting. If you understand this, because I just want to analyze the people who are enough in who can able to understand the Python. So far, I have seen many people. They're completely you know I've, I have introduced everyone the Python because I haven't seen any difficulties in understanding the design scripting because it is very easiest language than Python. Understand? So we added this Python language in level 2, and finally Revit API. So Revit API. This we made it actually 18 hours, I believe, and this is I think 42 hours. 42 hours. So this is again like the, and we have introduced another like ChatGPT. So the total level 1 course is like 60 hours. Total it's 60 hours. Okay, and level 2, it's again like 60 hours. Total 120 hours. And still, we are not, even if you leave a if you're done with your training and leave, leave the group, but still if there are any new topics will be added, if you notice it, so we will add that video into your playlist. You will add that videos into your playlist, and it's keep on going till, I mean, till whenever we keep on providing the trainings. Understand? If any new concept are released in the market, I mean, any new features added in the Dynamo, in the API, we'll keep on sharing you the. So it's unlimited. Understand? Okay. So it's an unlimited learning. So we don't leave you, array this guy, let him join and as a no, because if you join an organization as uh, a Dynamo expert or Revit automation expert, so you must be uh, you must be known of all this kind of additional technologies. Understand? Okay, good. So, and how it is different from using Revit manually? If you can automate something, I mean, if you can do a task manually, you can automate it. Simple. There is no other statement. Okay. So how do I install Dynamo and set it up for Revit? You no need to install anything. You no need to install anything. It comes with the Revit installation by default. By default. Okay. So how do you install? I mean, you can see that in the Manage tab in the Visual Programming panel, since it's grayed out because I have already opened it. Okay, if it isn't open, it looks like this. So we have two things: Dynamo and Dynamo Player. Dynamo is for this is for like Dynamo users, and this is for non-Dynamo users. So you shouldn't share the scripts directly in the form of the Dynamos. So you have to share them like with some protection. Okay, to protect your scripts. So what are the types of tasks Dynamo can automate in Revit? You shouldn't, I mean, the people can't ask this kind of a question because, as I stated just few minutes before, you can automate anything. I'll just show you some you know add-ins .beamera.co. So we have created some add-ins before, like for classed elements, MEP rerouter. I hope you have seen this before. You've seen this before. I just want to take a bit, so wherever there are clashes, and this is an older one. This is very long back. After that, we have added more features to this, to the same add-in. Okay, let me show you after splitting. Go to the Bimero MEP rerouter, and I just pick 30 up. That's it. So now, if I want to go down, simple. Is this clear? So the source, I mean, the main source to do these kind of an add-ins is actually Dynamo itself. So in Dynamo, we started, creating all this stuff and simplified the code to make much friendly. So we use like a C sharp language. Okay, the base of this is just like this one. What about Vimmer? So we have a tool called CAD to fixtures. Okay, so I mean, we already have a CAD file. If you notice this, okay, the circles, the bottom. So I'm picking a CAD file, so where there are some sort of layers, and the layer is 0 for the lights, and I just pick some random light family type, and when I run, it has placed 33 elements. Now we know how RCP coordination actually works. Even we used to struggle a lot to place our diffuser or some ceiling lighting fixtures into the mid of the ceilings, into the exactly mid of the grid of the ceiling. So if you have this, You can simply, I mean, without you have a 50 floors building or 100 floors building, you can instantly do all this. To place this, you know, the objects exactly onto the center of the ceiling grids will waste a lot of time. You know that, since I think you already have come through that experience. Okay, so this process will be automated just like in seconds. You can use anything, either lighting fixture, like electrical fixture, or like plumbing fixtures, or like mechanical fixtures, anything. Is this clear? Anything clear? So be be smart in your work. Okay, so you can do all this stuff using Dynamo. Understand? Okay. What else? Flag it clash points. There are, if your manager keep on asking like how many clashes are there, by single click it will show you the clashes. Where are the clashes we have? Then it will just create flag families. Okay, on the sheets, on the views. Understand? Okay. So class to view, like this is almost like a replica to a Navisworks. Okay, class to view. I mean, if you have any clashes, it will create a views. You don't need to copy an element ID and paste it in Dynamo. I mean, sorry, in Revit to check where the element is and doing all this kind of stuff. Let's see on the right hand in the project browser, we don't have any views. When I run, I can see there are total 14 clashes work, and exactly looks like the Navis works. And even this is also the older one. After that, we have added, I mean, it will show all the elements around those. Okay, so there are many things we just added. I mean, you can do a lot. These are just very, I mean, if you are from structural background, if you're from structural background, you know what the pain of this. So it has selected all the columns, selected all the columns. You can see how the reinforcement has placed. Understand? So after that, there were many amendments happened to this. Okay, so all this kind of things can be done. Not only this, there are many. Okay, every single thing, not only the complicated stuff, even basic stuff can be done. So in level one, we are going to become advanced. We don't have a different like uh, Dynamo basic training, Dynamo intermediate training, intermediate level of training, and expert level of training. We don't have all this one setting. You have to exactly you want to accept everything from me. Understand? It's like a transformation, like a PK. Do you understand? Like in Sanas, like how the guy understand everything. Okay, every language, like how he is accepting. So I need a 60 hours of yours. Do you understand? So we'll be exactly like you will be exactly like me. Okay, the only difference between you and me is like experience. I'm having good amount of experience in this industry, like implemented lot, but you won't have. That's it. Is this clear? Is this clear? Everyone, is this clear? Is this
Yes,
clear?
yes.
Okay. So the types of tasks I've showed you already. What is the difference between Dynamo scripts and Revit add-ins? Okay, the Dynamo scripts can be customized, and Revit add-ins cannot be. You can see and understand a script. For example, if I open any script, so because it is in the step process and it is not in the coding, first of all it will be not in a coding, it's complete like a blocks. They are like a blocks. Okay, for example, let me show you some tool called I'll show you some tool called Thoughtly agents. Even this is actually a telecalling process. We don't you know, I hope you guys already received some calls from IVIA from this exactly. Okay, so even we have a blocks exactly like Dynamo. See, block, 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 and there are some connections. What was it actually? So when I just click on a block, I have something written in this. Hi, Autodesk Revit user. I'm from Bimar. We are conducting a free online webinar on Dynamo Revit API. Would you like to attend? If on call, if you said yes, it will recognize. Okay, the person said, the caller said yes. Then it will take you to this blog, and it will say this. Amazing. I'll send you all the workshop details on your WhatsApp, or in WhatsApp on the same number. There is nothing, big in it. But at the time when you receive a call and while you're talking to uh, a robot, like it will, I mean, I don't know whether you get a call or not. So you can ask anything. You don't need to sit in this workshop. Understand? You can ask everything. It will give you, and that too, it's in my own voice. So it's called clone. I cloned my voice and I've linked here. So whenever you getting any calls, it will be with my own voice. Okay. So it will. I mean, if the caller said no, it will go to this. It will go to this and it'll, oh sorry, but Revit automation is our future, right? So shall I connect a technical team to understand what is Dynamo? Then it will be connected to some a conversation. It will take to one another conversation. Okay, so where we have a different agents. So this is the process. Even the same connections. This is called visual programming. A person, if I teach you, if I teach this, I just shown you some example, and I ask you to create some workflow, you can create it without any coding experience, because you understand. Okay, what it's supposed to say. Just simply change this. How do you create yes or no buttons? We have buttons here. If I create a one more button and type like say maybe, I'll say add. Say it's creating one more. It's created a one more again. Understand? So these are the buttons. If I show you all those technologies in one time, you can easily digest it. Even the Dynamo is also the same. Understand? We are using blocks. We are using the blocks. Here you can see the code, but in Dynamo, for some of the blocks you can't see the code. But if you know how it is exactly, you know, uh, working, then you don't need to see the background code as well. Okay, and you can easily customize it. That happens in the visual programming. But Revit add-ins is actually written in C sharp language. In C sharp language. Okay, so that is already packed with some sort of a security. It is in .exe format. If you install it, so whenever you install, it will copy the necessary files into the different folders, and it started. You will be started using. So you can't unpack it. You can't unpack it. Okay, so there are some sort of online applications to online, or I mean the cloud applications, or the Microsoft applications to see the code behind it, but it's too lengthy. It's too lengthy, and C sharp is very complicated language compared to Python and C sharp. It's 20 times very tough. So you decide like which one you're supposed to go with. Always Python. Start your journey with Python, not with C sharp. In the level 3, C sharp. I'll give you one more example here. I have taught almost like 1400 plus candidates. I don't know exact count. I mean the certificates when we see it's 1400. So before, I mean the people who joined in 2019, they don't have the digital certificates. So they don't have. They're just like a piece of papers, like it's a soft copies. But now we are issuing the digital certification for our, for your sake. I mean the certificate cost itself like 3,700. It's very expensive, so there is no need to offer you all this. But still, if you will, if you grow in your this, that would, I'll be more happy. okay, as a tutor. Okay, so level 1, as per the certificates, there are like 1400 plus. There are actually more than 1500, 1600. Okay, so uh, when it comes to the level 2, there are maybe 700 or 800 people who have learned this level 2. In level 3, not even like 100 people. Seriously, not 100, not even platinum, or like not even 75 also. There are very, very less people who learn the C sharp. Understand?
Hi Raju.
Because,
Uh, Sorry to disturb.
yes.
I have one question.
Yeah, please.
See, what is the difference for level 2 and level 3? Level 2, we are learning like a substitute to C sharp only, no? By using like
No,
a
no,
Beta and other things, we can do the
no,
same what we are doing.
no. Actually, we have two Revit APIs. Revit API with Python, Revit API with the C sharp. Revit API with the C sharp. What is it actually? We have a source code in C sharp language. I'll just show you something else. Okay, that was a nice question. Revit API docs.com. Revit API docs.com. If I'm asking for element class, if I go for, if I just click on element class, element, element class. So if I just want to play with any method like um, anyone, like get type. So when I get type ID something, this is showing me like a C sharp code. This is showing me the Visual Basic code. This is Visual C++ code. But where is a Python code? Where is a Python code? I mean, because the application is developed in the C sharp, the C sharp libraries. Okay. So this C sharp will, I mean, the C sharp code will be converted into the Python. So how it will be? How you will understand the C sharp code into a Python code? That will teach you in Python, because Python is easy to understand. Why we have a direct C sharp code here, right? But front, I mean, before and after, you have to write a complicated language. It's a very, very complicated language, C sharp. Okay, so we are using a Python as a translator. For example, if you're in Spain, you don't know Spanish, so you will take a person help who knows your language and the Spanish as well. So Revit API with Python, the level 2 is acting like a translator here. Actually, you're supposed to start level 3 to understand the Revit API, to understand the Revit actual API. But it is written in
Yeah,
C
but
sharp.
output is same. Sorry. Output is same, right? When
No.
whether you use
Output
Python
will
or
be
C
the
sharp.
same. Exactly. It will be the same. The result will be the same. But you will write it very faster in Python. So compared to the level 2, you will write the same tasks much faster than level 1. I mean, level 2. In level 1, you don't use any code. You will just find, are there any resources to create this, to achieve this. Then you will start it doing, you'll find it and you will understand what have to be connected, and you will do that. When it comes to the level 2, if you can't find any, if you can't find some, then there is no other option. You have to sit and write your own code. That we will teach in the level 2. And that too, because I've told you very clear, I'm telling you very clearly, out of this, 50 to 100 people, those who have already paid for the level 3, you know what is the course fee for this? It's 1.2 lakh. Seriously, the companies need this kind of, I mean, we don't teach you, first of all, it's purely for the people who are into that, into the specific discipline. Like, we generally don't encourage you to, you guys will stop at here itself, because 90%, 95% of tasks can be achieved with the help of these two. If your company demands, let your company pay. Seriously, I always, out of this 50, 75 people, most of them are like, the payment is made through the companies only. Understand? Because it's not a small tool, it's a very dedicated. and we will assign a dedicated tutor with you, and there are some AI tools we'll be providing to help you in C sharp. No, we'll take a very very special care in this part. Understand? Okay. So forget about the Revit API with C sharp add-ins. It's very very tough. So before you talk to this, you just understand Revit API with Python. Enough. How many hours for? Oh, nice question. So this one, I think it is 75 hours. No, we have increased. We generally take this training very often. Okay, so last batch I think it's 78 or something. 78 hours. I mean, we keep on adding. Okay, that too. Why the 78 hours? Because the people who already knows this level 2 concepts, for the people, I mean, who are having like more than 6 months of experience, they have to clear an assessment, and then otherwise we don't accept the people. Understand? Okay, so then only it will be 78 hours. If you don't even have the coding experience in Python or any other languages, it's very hard to teach you. Understand? So alternate, I don't suggest any alternate option for C sharp. Okay, clear, Mr. DG? Okay, good. So what is the next one? I hope you understand. Dynamo scripts, in the sense they are like customizable. How it is? I'll just see there is a node here. Double click. I can see the code behind it. See control A and control C. I can see the code. Oh my goodness. So this one. Oh, if I do this entire thing, it will give me the center point of a arc. Understand? So this is the code behind it, and I can understand this. Control C. I'll just copy and paste here on the workspace. How do I convert this into the Python, Rajesh? Python or any other language? That needs some detail work. But how can you convert this into the general basic code? Right click, no to code. Simple. In one single block, you can achieve the center. This is the entire code. I'm not scaring you. Trust me, this is very, very easy language. In out of this, how many lines we have? 26 lines. In these 26 lines, in every line there are three common things. If you understand the three common things, you will easily understand the code. Clear? Don't worry, this is called design scripting. I will teach you in our training. Okay, so you feel that, I mean, without any efforts, any hurdles, like you can simply write this kind of 26 260 lines also, if you're good at design scripting. And this is the base for your next level learning. See, my strategies and my training are completely different to others. Understand? That is the reason we are always one, because I'm a director of this company. One of the director of this company, and we have two more. Okay, they handle some other. Okay, so when it comes to the training and placements, I'll never let go down the standards. Never. Okay, so if a person who invested something on their upskilling, he must be go happy with a complete knowledge, not chupa chupa knowledge. Understand? Okay, so this is the way I always focus. Otherwise, I mean, I could have finished the same training in 15 hours itself. Why? Even if I teach you for 15 hours, you will be paying some X amount. Even if I teach you for 60 hours, it will be the same X amount. So why should I, you know uh, I mean, I can finish the same batch in 15 hours, and I can go for the next batch? No. No. If you keep on asking me more I mean, more examples, I can extend the 60 to 80 also. Understand? Okay, so you see a complete flexibility in the training, and we have a 5 days a week, and that too it is after your office hours, 8:30 to 10:30. I mean, if there is any delay, short delay joining, like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, nothing to worry. 8:30 to 8:45, it's like a Q&A time. Every day we have Q&A in two times, like before and after the concept starts. And every day we have a different concepts. There is no link. I mean, if I teach you a concept today, there will be no link with the yesterday's concept. Understand? There will be no link with the next day concept. If you miss two sessions, you can happily come and attend on the third day session. Simple. Is this clear? This is clear. Okay. And if you go through with, um, I mean, if you add a our certification on your, on your CV, the companies don't even ask you anything because you're completely full-fledged. Because we're trying a lot of BIM managers for, you know, trying to be managers. Okay. And they know it. I mean, if you don't show that, I mean, if you don't want to show your identity like you have learned somewhere for this, that's very perfect even, because you can add, you're almost like not a beginner at all. Once you're done with this training, you're not at all a fresher, completely not at all a fresher. You're almost like you're carrying 1.5 year, like 2 years of, the experience, who is having like, who is doing the self, research and development. A guy who is doing his research and development for like 1 year, 1.5 year, 2 years, you are almost equal to the same guys in just 30 days. So you're saving your time. You're you know you're far beyond than them. Trust me, because most of the people, those who are doing the R&D, they don't know what is even the design script code works. They don't know what is even how the Python works and how to read the C sharp code and convert into the Python. Trust me, I'm not joking at all. We are acting like a hiring partner for most of the companies. Like, I don't want to reveal, explore their names. Okay, so we are acting like a hiring partner, and we have a dedicated platform to send. You know, I mean, they'll interview the candidates through our platform, like Knowledge Smart. Simple. Okay, so we know like which companies are exactly following. Even we have developed some thing as well. Placements.bimera.com. You see, almost this is outdated one. In August 19, we have stopped it. So after that, there are many. Okay, so see all Dynamo job posts. There are almost like 300 jobs are added. So every I mean, architect, senior BIM modeler. If you go and check, okay, I mean, I think they have removed it. They have removed it. It's expired. Okay, just go and leave your building systems. Oh, it is expired. So I mean, once they fill their requirement, it will be removed from Naukri. Expired. Okay, the many ICOM, you can see that control F Dynamo. See, proficiency in creating Dynamo scripts and knowledge of programming languages would be a plus point. Seriously, okay. In I mean, in coming days, in coming months, the competition will be, if you are having good amount, skills in automation. The people ask you, they will get. For example, a small story again. um, there is an interview happening and there are 10 guys. So out of this 10, there are 3 years experienced candidates are there, 5 years experienced candidates are there, 8 years experienced candidates are there. So the 3 years experienced guy finished the interview task, I mean the task, in 15 minutes. The same 5 years guy finished in 15 minutes. Even the 8 years guy also finished in the 15 minutes. Who will be selected here? Come on. The three guys have finished the same task in 15 minutes. Who will be selected? Come on, use your chat box. Use
Junior
your
guy.
chat. Huh? Who is that?
Junior
Three
guy.
years. Junior guy. Why? Why?
Less. I mean, he will come for the less.
Correct. He will be joining. Okay. Now, if there is any difference in the task time, for example, the 3 years guy who finished in 1 hour, the 5 years guy finished in 30 minutes, the 8 years guy finished in 15 minutes, who will be selected now? Come on.
Experienced one.
the experienced candidate. So what is the difference in it? The time frame. If you have a task, if you could finish a task in a less time, the companies need that kind of people. Forget about their experience, forget about their the projects and everything. They will be focusing on the people who have done a task very much faster. So that, add that experience. If you are a 2 years guy and if you want to be a competitor, and if you want to sit you know a person on a person who is having like a 5 years experience, and if you want to get a better salary than a 5 years guy, automation is the place where you have to start with. Understand? Because automation, it's completely different. It saves a lot of time. Understand? Okay. So I mean, to customize anything, and you don't need to create from the scratch. Take the help of ChatGPT. I'll show you tomorrow. Don't miss tomorrow's session at all. Today's is completely informative, and tomorrow is a practical examples. I'll show you how do you take artificial intelligence help to write a code. I mean, to create a scripts. We'll see 3 or 4 examples tomorrow, and I'll show you like how a node to node and what the node is expecting. I'll show you everything tomorrow. Understand? Today's is just an informative session. Always I'll take a 2 workshops. The first one will be informative because you should know everything. What about, I mean, the industry and everything. Okay. So tomorrow's will be very very interactive with the examples, the live examples. Understand? Okay. So how do I save and share a dynamo script with my team? Not at all. I mean, this is very general question. I can finish. I can explain in 1 or 2 minutes. Someone asked on call, so I added here. So how do I save and share a Dynamo script? You shouldn't share this as a the Dynamo script. You have to convert into the Dynamo player, and then you have to share it. So there will be an additional layer. I mean, some protection. They don't disturb anything. The developers, I mean, the persons who doesn't know what is a Dynamo, for them it is Dynamo player. Jignesh, recorded videos will be available. Yes, yes, Jignesh. We'll share the recorded videos. You know, I mean, if you're from different time zone, trust me, my sessions will be completely focused on the people who, the people you know, uh, who go through with the recorded videos. So I don't let you ask any questions on my WhatsApp or somewhere. Understand? If you're going through with the recorded videos, even though you can comment, join us. Okay, it will be the same price. There will be no difference in the price because um, you have a live support. You have a live support. If you have any questions, you don't have time to attend the live sessions, but you have time on the weekends. Book a slot for 30 minutes or 45 minutes. Note down all your queries. Let me sit with you for 30 minutes or 45 minutes and clear all your doubts. And trust me, once you started watching videos, you will never come to me for with any kind of a queries. All things will be explained in the sessions itself. Okay. So I'm 99% sure you will never come with any kind of doubts. If you have a very basic and instant solution, text me on WhatsApp anytime. Okay. So no issues. Well, okay, so how can I extract and manipulate the Revit data using Dynamo? It is very, very simple. How do I understand the data? There is a process called data mining. I will teach you, uh, this entire thing in a BIM person perspective, not like a, data entry operator, not like a developer. Okay, so the combination of the data entry operator and the developer will be the data mining. Okay, so I will teach you, and I'm very good at those. So I will teach you. I'll incorporate the BIM and I'll teach you in a BIM person perspective the data manipulation concept. Okay, so how do you understand errors in Dynamo scripts? Trust me, if you don't love the warnings and errors, you will never become an expert. We have 2 hours to explain only the errors in this entire training. I don't know whether you have seen the course outline or not. I'll show you anyways. Okay. So how do I understand the errors in the Dynamo scripts? I will show you all the errors and warnings in Dynamo scripts. If you understand it, quickly, you can resolve it quickly. Understand? I don't know how the people are offering some sort of courses for like 10 hours, 15 hours. Of course, I was offered like long back the same, but now it is 60 hours because we keep on adding. And there are some courses learn Dynamo in 2 to 3 hours. How come? I took 60 hours to teach you the same concept to make you an expert. I'm an idiot. So am I wasting your time and my time? It's not my time, it's a company's time. Understand? You're paying for me on hourly basis. So every single hour, every minute, which should be productive for you and me, there will be no cinema discussions, no some other discussions. It's purely from 8:30 till 10:30. Every discussion should be productive, and I don't introduce you a bunch of documents and that there's nothing. The entire training will be opened and explained only in the Dynamo. We don't use any other tools. So 60 hours is a dedicated Dynamo training only. No documents, nothing. I don't, there is no theoretical part, nothing. There is a theory with live examples. Theory with live examples. I don't teach you, I don't share you the documents to read. I don't allow you to write out notes during the sessions. This is completely, I'm telling you, you don't need to even buy a book. Why? You have the recorded videos with you. So whenever you have a time, you just, just review that and note down if you really want it. Understand? Clear? So spend that time instead of writing notes. We miss some sort of points while we writing some notes. You may not focus here. I don't want that deviations in the training. Okay, I'll keep on asking Mr. Jignesh, are you there? Mr. Anand, are you there? Amit, you clear? Everyone. I'll call everyone. Devi, you understand? Fatima, Gopi, Himani. So everyone I'll ask. Understand? Okay. So errors is a completely a different concept. Okay. So we'll take more than 2 hours to finish this. Every concept which I'm going to show you now, every concept take like 2 hours. I mean 1.5 hour. First 15 minutes, last 15 minutes will be like Q&A. Seriously, if you guys 30, I mean we don't allow more than 30 people. Okay. Even not even 31, exactly 30. Okay, we have some constants in company. Okay, so exactly 30 people. So we'll check with every guy. Okay, I mean you clear all 30 guys come with one question in a day. Your stomach will be full. I mean some sort of sessions they don't even allow me to take the concept training. All will be Q&A only. I'm happy to resolve all your things until unless you say like Baba, I don't have any questions, can you please continue the training, then I'll start the training. Because with if there are questions in your mind, you can't focus on the training part. So first I'll clear the doubts from your mind, and then whether it's a silly or whether it's an advanced, doesn't matter. I'll clear it first and then I'll jump into the training. Okay, so this one is also clear. There are many questions I've written in some other book and I forgot in office. So, what industries and job roles require expertise in Dynamo? Though this is a silly question actually, since the guy who asked it is very new to the BIM industry, so he is very eager to said he's just like 1 month or 2 months old guy. I told him, no, why do you want to learn much faster? You first focus on the Revit advanced Revit techniques and get good hands-on. If you're having minimum 6 months of experience, you're eligible for this course. Don't waste your time and money on my training, on this Dynamo training, if you're less than 6 months experienced. Okay, so I don't personally suggest you now. Okay, I think the reason you have to see your financial things as well. Don't rely on your parents or someone. Get the better package. Once you cross like 6 months or 1 year, you will be getting the better. Then come and invest here. Understand? Okay, invest on your learning. Okay, so what industries and job roles? Women industries and the job roles will be here. We have two. One is Dynamo expert who knows only the Dynamo, only Dynamo. You don't know anything about coding. You will not be a BIM automation role. Few people, when we are in the mid of the training, Rajesh, can I apply for the BIM automation specialist? Idiot, no. You are just a Dynamo expert. So what do you mean by automation? Automation in the sense the pure coding. So once you become an expert in some any coding languages, for us it's Python. For us it's a Python. So once you understand a Python and Revit API, now you are eligible to apply BIM automation expert positions to this position. Okay, what if you, if I'm very good at, I've done my um, Python and Revit API, Rajesh. So what about you know C sharp? If I learn C sharp and if you finish C sharp, so you are not at all in the BIM field now. You're completely out of it. You change your platform from BIM to BIM IT. So you will not do a boring modeling and boring coordination kind of a stuff. Understand? You are going to be like BIM um, developer, BIM developer, complete. Or else, like you can say that there are guys who Revit add-in experts, Revit add-in developers. Now, what is the salary difference in, if you're, I mean, whatever, I don't consider your experience, whether it's a 3 years or 5 years of experience. If you're already getting, the 5 lakhs package, for example, if you're getting like, if you're having like 3 years of experience, if you are, if you upgrade yourself into the Dynamo, instant hike you can expect uh, between 40 to 70%. 40 to 70% hike you can easily expect, but not 70% for sure, but close to. Why? Because I mean, you should, I mean, the company should understood, I mean, your capabilities. They should know your capabilities. Okay, if you have created 50 scripts in a month, taken a print out of each and every every script and take it with your to an interview. Just put them on the table. Simple. They'll see what are all this. This script saves this much time, this script saves this much time. They will not ask you the Revit questions. They will not allow you even to give you that the task also. They'll simply directly discuss the financial part, commercial part. Do you understand? So that is what automation. If you have copied, downloaded from here and there and took a print out and when go for an interview, you'll get cut. Don't do that. Okay, trust me, with our training, you can able to write all the scripts. The reason I don't teach any scripts, seriously, I'm not joking, I don't teach any scripts in my training. I hate teaching scripts. If you really want to learn something from the scripts, I'm not a tutor. Go and watch your YouTube tutor. So your guru is going to be your YouTube. Go and get confused and learn from there. Understand? Okay. So when you start watching the YouTube videos, once you have the strong knowledge and you don't have time to sit and write, and you are in some of hurry, you have a solution in the YouTube, then go and watch. If you don't know the key concepts and watching the YouTube videos, it's really an idiotic stuff. It's an idiotic process. I've seen many people, they have two monitors, two three monitors. On one monitor they put a YouTube, and on another monitor Dynamo, and second third monitor it's a Revit. This guy is playing some video and pass play. Okay, this guy is struggling. I mean, the video is for 10 minutes. This guy's waste 2 hours to create the same thing. If you have seen, if you are understand, if you're good at understanding all the 20 key concepts, the same 10 minutes video you can keep on fast forward and understood in just 10-15 minutes. So 80% of script you can do that, but you will miss somewhere a logic. Get the logic from the YouTube videos, not the complete script. You don't need to text there in the comments, can you please share me the script? No, why you have to beg? Create your own. Do you understand? Okay. So what about Python and Revit API? You can demand a lot because there are very less people for having this Revit API, Revit API expertise. Seriously, go and find a LinkedIn Revit API. There are very, very less people. So you can demand, sometimes you may get like 100% also. I'm not joking. We are uh, I mean, if you're a 3 years guy, the companies are ready to pay you, I mean, the double the package. But if you're already having 8 years of experience, and you're expecting double, that is not possible. So I'm just considering in mind the people who are having like a 3 to 5 years of experience, they can double their salary with the Revit API expertise. Since you're already getting better, there are some standards in company. I mean, in the industry, they can't go. I mean, if you're 8 years guy or 10 years guy, you may expect like a 50% or something. Okay, because the companies need you at any cost, so they'll bargain you even on your package. 50% is very good pay for this people. The 3 years people getting 40 to 70 is a less pay compared to. So you must accept it. Okay, so C Sharp BIM developer, you can't even imagine their salaries will start with about 20 lakhs per annum. Understand? Chick, not this. You will get better than the recent hire was 24 or 25 something. Yeah, 24 or I think, yeah, whatever. Let's say 20 plus. We'll start with the 20 plus. Not with you. You will not be here in 10 lakhs package or 15 lakhs package. So automation is something different. The reason, uh, I mean, my personal experience, if you create a single add-in, I mean, if we create an add-in for a client, we costs around 2 to 3 lakhs. Very simple add-in which can be finished in 10 15 days. Just imagine if you create 2 to 3 add-ins in a month. Aramse you can do it with the help of AI, not your personal. I mean, you can't sit and do it all. So if with the help of AI, okay, take a help of AI and customize it accordingly and finish your things. You can aramse create like 2 to 3 add-ons. So 6 lakhs per month, 6 into 12, 72 lakhs. The company is getting a profit on you. You understand? And when it comes to the Python and Revit API, so you're automating the complete the manual modeling process, the traditional modeling process. So the company you're going to save a lot for your company. The companies knows that. Okay, so every company, even Buddha companies are also hiring. Even mine is a Buddha company. Seriously, in if you check my company, there are 8 developers now. Earlier we used to have 15, 16, but after AI have come, we cut off. The reason we don't need, let the AI use their mind, brain, and let's create it. We know how to customize it according to the client requirement. That's more than enough. So 8 people are enough. Okay, they are from different disciplines again. Like one guy, especially for like mechanical, and there I mean MEP, and there is a guy who for like CAD API and Civil 3D API, like that. Okay, so this is the salary and everything. How can I showcase my Dynamo skills? Take every single script you have created from the D1 till the D30, take a printout and showcase it. Simple. Okay, so that's more than enough, but you should be very genuine in it. Okay, so with our training, uh, you will, and of course you don't even like to watch the YouTube videos as well. Understand? 916056. Yeah, just a minute. 8367090. This is my WhatsApp number, Gopi. Okay, you can text me there for further the course details. Okay, so what is the learning path to master Dynamo for advanced automation? Okay, so the same path which I told you. First, we have to start with the Dynamo, since this concept is called no coding. Okay, so this Python will called as a coding. So between no coding and coding, there is a language called low coding. What do you mean by low coding? Compared to Python, Python is an easiest language which saves a lot of lines of content. Here again, in the design scripting, it's very less lines compared to the Python. It's called low coding, no low, and it's full coding. Full coding. What about C sharp? headache. But if you take this as a challenge, your financial status will be completely changed. But that's not that easy. Okay, I know, like the practical, but if you start your career with um, recently, and if you take this as a challenge, come and learn. Okay, we'll hire you. I'm not joking. We'll hire you. We'll teach, and we'll hire you as a developer. Understand? If you're just like started your journey in BIM, at least you have 6 months of experience and you're ready to take this challenge. Okay, so we'll hire you with the best package, and who is getting actually, I mean, in the industry like I mean, the guy who's getting like a 3 years of experience, we are going to pay you the same for your 6 months of experience. We need a people like you. Understand? Okay, even we always suggest people, the companies, go with this, because if you're able to digest like a C sharp terminologies, you will be easily adapt to Python. So if you have even the recorded videos of this, we can place you in companies. So meanwhile, you'll get like 1 or 2 years of experience in the BIM. Then trust me, okay. I mean, the people who are working with me, they joined us like that. Okay. Anyways, that's a different. Okay. So dynamo geometry, this is for like architects and structure people, arch and structure people. Okay, so unfortunately we can't take this live training. Okay, this is an additional course, this is an extra course. We used to provide it as an extra course, so we used to charge separately for this. But after a long discussions, we decided, I don't want any architectural and structure people to waste their time on, the additional stuff, the geometrical stuff. So we added this as a recorded. We're getting this as a recorded. This is not for MEP people, for architecture and structure. This is an added advantage for arch and structure people. Okay. So design scripting. Rest everything is live except this. Except this. Everything is live. Okay. So if you're a Python user, if you want to get the access, I'll share it with you. Understand? Okay. So you're just level 2 user. If you need a Dynamo Geometry access, you will get this. If you're a C sharp user, if you want to get this access, Dynamo Geometry, we'll share it with you. Understand? So because you are a student, okay, since we are offering it, I mean, if you are from architecture background or structure background, well, definitely. Okay, so rest everything is like a 45 and this is like a 15. It's total 60 hours. Even MEP also need this geometry. Okay, we'll discuss this in detail in the training sessions. Okay, so learning path, this is the same path. You have to start with the dynamo and dynamo geometry and design script. If you disturb the path, you're on a wrong track. So if you learn Python first and learn dynamo next, no use. If you learn C sharp and Python and dynamo, no use. So this is the complete, the roadmap. Understand? Okay, so don't do any mistakes. I mean, since it's your career, why I'm telling you all this. I did the same mistake. I'm not a genius. Some I have heard here and there, the people who suggested me to start, go with that, go with this, I irritated like a lot. And instead of finishing entire thing in 1 year, I took almost like 3 to 4 years. This was my journey. That is the reason I don't want you to do all these steps. Clear? Right. So go with this process. Take a screenshot of this. Okay. Is this recording? Okay. Take a screenshot of this and go. Can you share an examples of real world projects where Dynamo was transformative? Everything. Every single thing. We are going to see this tomorrow. We're going to see this tomorrow. Okay, so how we are going to write a scripts and how we will understand everything. Okay, so we are having like, when it comes to this is I'm using the 2025. Okay, so and this is dynamo 3.0, 3.2 actually. So we have a library and we have a lot of uh, folders. So these are called packages. Without a package, you can't reach up to some extent. You can't, because with these are very limited. I mean, when you open Dynamo for the first time, you see only the library, and from dictionary to units, not the below under add-ons. You won't see anything. Okay, so if you install more packages, you're adding more, energy. You're having more resources, so you can enjoy a lot if you're having more packages. So everything you can find it. And at the same time, Arey Rajesh told me that you have installed more packages. If you install 50 packages at the same time without knowingly what it is in it, you can't even open your Revit also. So stop doing such activities. Don't install any wrong packages. We have to check in the packages, in the package manager. So you are going to find and install this. Install. How do I install? This guy recently posted like 6th December 2024. I don't know what is this in this also. And it's clearly written it's a test. If you install this, it comes with some malware, or else it'll come with some sort of bugs. Why you have to enter some bugs into your machine? Okay, so you have to check the health of the package based on some important criteria. Okay, so I'll explain those during the training. Installing the packages itself will take around 30 minutes to explain. Understand what are the concepts we have? Let me show you the outline now. If you haven't seen that, come on. So this is the Dynamo course outline, and the complete content, which is my own. Okay, and few people are trying to uh, you know clone this. I mean, the copy exactly content. Make sure don't do such mistakes. This is completely copyright, and it's protected with. There are many guys who did it, and we sent a legal notices as well. So stop doing such activities. Very careful. Okay. So introduction to Dynamo. So what is an introduction? Actually, Dynamo for whom, and what is the history of when it was introduced, and what's there before the Dynamo? We have some, external content. We have some external tool. I mean, within the Revit itself, internally we have, but we don't know that, which is already there. Okay, so what is macro? It's called macros. Okay, you see in Revit, in the manage tab we have where is it, extensions, so macro manager. So this, so when I just click on a new macro, if I want to create one, macros in this applications are disabled. So once I enabled all this, add-ins manager, so I can create a new one now. I can create a new one, micro manager. So still it's disabled. I think I have to close and reopen this. So before the Dynamo, we have this macro manager. Okay, it requires like a C sharp code to understand, and C sharp is not easiest language. And since you are from mechanical engineering and electrical engineering and architecture and civil, so you don't have any coding knowledge, so you can't use that macro. But now every person can learn the coding now. I mean, a no coding tool now, the Dynamo now. Okay, and trust me, which is very very easy, very easy, not at all tough. No. Okay, so let me open this interface and anatomy. So what do you mean by interface? From the start, where we open this application, and anatomy, I mean, what is there in each and every node, will show you everything. Tomorrow I'll show you. I mean, because if you cut this, I have a node, for example, something. I'll just go with Revit elements, and then element. Okay, if there is a set parameter, but there is a node. Let's consider. I can't see the code behind this. I could able to see the code behind arc.center point. So when I double click on this, when I double click, I can see the code. See, it's opening. But why when I'm double clicking on this, why I'm not able to see the code? Because this was written in C sharp. You can't see the code. Okay. Well, so what is there? One, two, three, four things. Fifth one, sixth one, seventh one, 8, 9, 10. Here we have 11, 12, 13. Okay, so when I hover the cursor on this, it will show three different parts: 13, 14, 15. So there are 15 things which are very major, very, very important to understand. If you don't know any one of it, if you're zero in one concept, you're completely zero. Anatomy, in the sense, we'll cut it into the two parts and we'll see what is there inside and how the developer have written all this content. And and you can stitch it back again. Like, how did I stitch that back? So you can stitch this back again and you can use it. Trust me, we have you guys don't know how easy it is. I mean, don't get panic when to learn Dynamo. Okay, if you haven't started any research, start it. Okay, clear? So core competences, I mean, in which areas we generally play with. Okay, so what do you mean by data creation, data control, manipulation? Okay, parameters creation, all will be explained. Visual programming, actually this concept is called visual programming, not a programming. Explained already how actual visual programming acts. What are the tools we have, like visual programming? I've shown you already one. There are, I will show you two or three more tools. Understand? Okay.
Hi Rajesh, can we
Hmm.
do that directly coding also, not using visual coding, like
Um,
a Python direct coding or a C Sharp direct coding?
a nice question, but yes, my answer is yes. But generally,
Okay.
people always need instant result. Correct. Always,
Yeah.
people. Rajesh, I've been struggling from last 30 minutes, so still I'm not able to create this. But in one single node, you have everything. You have all the things packed in one single block. So who will sit? Who wants to sit and write? Correct. To reach up to this extent, generally, I mean, if you are starting with a level two, Mister, what's a good name? What's a good name?
Gopi Krishna.
Gopi Krishna. Gopi Krishna, you started with a level two. Okay. To achieve this output, you have to first finish the Python. So while you learning Python, you can't able to write any single script. While you're learning Python, you can't able to write any single script. Okay. So almost like 15 hours you have to wait. So once your turn comes, I mean, from the 16th hour, you've been keep on eagerly waiting, 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 waiting. Okay, so when this concept will be covered, 18 hours, 20 hours, 22 hours, still you can't see this. Still you won't reach up to this point because the geometries will take a lot of time in Python, in Revit API. But in Dynamo, if you understand how the node works, you just simply command find the node and use it with the Dynamo terminologies. I mean, from the day one, you will be started understanding the Dynamo. From the fourth day, you will start creating your own scripts. This is what the people wants. Do you understand? Okay. So everyone, even if I join a gym, I'll after doing 1 hour, gym, I'll check my biceps and everything. Why? There is no result. There are few guys who've been already doing from many months. So I'll compare myself with them. No, why? So I have to wait for that turn time. So without waiting for the turn time, you can start implementing instantly. That happens with only the Dynamo. Trust me, I'm not joking. From the fourth day, you will be start writing your own scripts. In the
Dynamo
first,
is steroid.
of course, it's a realized. Okay, so you of course you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy steroids. You'll enjoy you'll enjoy Dynamo also. Okay, good. But seriously, you will see the difference in you in just 3 days itself. Because the people who ever say the Dynamo is stuff, you have to learn Python. You have to learn, at least you should know the coding terminologies. You will realize that they all are like a false statements. Seriously, Okay, otherwise I don't do the business. Seriously. Okay, and I'm not doing a business. You know, I love teaching. Okay, so no other directors. There are two other directors who are good in ISO 19650, but they never, provide the trainings. But why me? Because I love teaching. It's my, you know, I'm very passionate in it. Okay, so I love teaching people, been from many years. So it was my habit. So I like to. Okay, good. So if I were at level one, it will be like instantly. If it is level two, you just have to wait for years. I mean, like hours. It'll take hours. But if you start the same thing with level one, you can do it in just simple minutes itself. If you understand the code. Okay, good. So, how do you understand all this? What is there in it? We are going to see tomorrow practically. Okay, so don't miss tomorrow's workshop. It will be very, very interesting. I mean, I don't know whether you feel that today's session is some informative or not. Okay, so uh, did I waste your time? Did I waste your weekend? Do you think is this some kind of an idiotic webinar? Forgive me. Seriously. Is it? Amit?
It's very valuable.
Anand? Thank you. Anas? CP? Devi? DG? Fatima? Gopi? Gopi Reddy Himani? So I hope you enjoyed this, the D1 workshop. Okay. So let's, I mean, can I expect you tomorrow? Can I expect you tomorrow?
Yes,
Hmm?
yes,
Sure, Rajesh.
Hmm?
yes,
Good.
yes.
Because tomorrow will show you how it is, I mean, very simple in writing a script. If you realize it, how easy it is, you will have that curiosity to start learning. Understand? Okay, but not from me even. I mean, if you start from yourself or from, by your own, or you join. I mean, if you really want to save your time, join us. Seriously, join us. Well, the way we teach you, um, you won't get this kind of training anywhere, and I can promise that. Okay, clear. So, any questions? Come on, now it's your turn. We have 5 more minutes.
Rajesh, can I call you back after this call to
Ha,
discuss?
I've already texted
Okay.
you my number there in
Yes.
the chat box.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah. I
if
have it.
I'm if I'm not available on the number, I mean, if you can try on this number. Simple. Okay. So text me. The training is going to start from this Monday. I mean, we have 2 days only, and we are closing the registrations. Okay. So once the registrations were closed, I think the next batch will be in March or April, because I'm traveling. Because once we start this, it will take January, yeah, January for sure. February, March, yeah, maybe it will be April. So the next batch will be in the April again. So your decision will, procrastinate your success. So don't let that do. I mean, if you've been really waiting for, like, you can pay in installments. First of all, you can pay in two installments. So that will be an additional, know, um, thing for you, benefit for you. Pay in two installments, like the first one with 50/50. So you can pay now and you can pay. I mean, between you have almost like 20 to 30 days to clear the second installment. So you can wait for your salary and you can pay the rest. Okay, I don't force you to pay just an amount. Don't waste your time. Simple. Time is very valuable than money. Okay. Yeah. When I've been a
Rajesh, I have
tutor.
a question.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on.
Uh, what is the relation between Dynamo and the Fusion 360 and the BIM 360?
These three are different. In Fusion 360, we have the Dynamo. Do you know that?
No, I
So
don't know.
we have, okay. So we have that. And when it comes to the Beam 360, it's just like a cloud, storage platform. So where you are
Okay.
accessing all these files, that is different. There is nowhere related to the automation. Fusion 360 is a
Okay.
tool where we design some different kind of families for automobile or for anything something else. Okay, but there is no interlink between this automation thing and the rest of the two tools. Okay.
Revit and Dynamo.
Revit is a tool, and the Dynamo, which is helping automate the Revit process, like
Okay.
how we have I mean, I don't want to do it manual. See, my journey was like when I started. Yeah, it's like Autodesk Docs. Okay, so actually, um, when I was working when I was started learning this Dynamo, I was pretty good in 2017. So I used to finish my tasks with help of Dynamo, and I don't used to submit it in my company. So to my manager, I know if that takes like 2 to 3 hours, if I finished in 15 minutes, I'll submit this production after that time only, after like 2 hours and 3 hours. So because I've been investing myself, and after my office, I've invested my time on doing research and development to save my time in the office hours. I'll take more breaks, or else I'll go and sit with my manager. So what would be the next task? Can you please help me if I'm done with this? Then he'll give me another task. They'll give me another task. So I've already finished a task early. So now I have to sit and write the Dynamo script for the next task. For example, I have a CAD files, so I have to place the lights first. So it's my first task. I've already finished the help of using Dynamo. Then what would be the next one? So he will let me know. Just pick all the lights in one particular room, and then connect it to a circuit. So this is my task. So I have to pick all the lights from the different rooms now. How to get it? Can I get all those? So elements. Then tomorrow I'm going to show you all this. Tomorrow I'm going to show you all
One
this.
last question, Rajesh.
Yes,
I think Grasshopper and
Rhino,
Grasshopper also do
Rhino,
the same thing, right?
Rhino. That
I mean, what Dynamo do, isn't it, Rajesh?
Grasshopper is much easier than Dynamo. If you're, I mean,
Okay.
we have a Revit and Dynamo, like Rhino and Grasshopper. See, that's
Okay.
purely for the architectural. I mean, if you are an architect and if you want to create parametric structure buildings like
Okay.
this parametric
Got
structure,
it, man.
oh,
Okay.
parametric structure buildings, this one, like this kind of structure. Of course, you can build in Dynamo, but to create these kind of the buildings, the Grasshopper is really good. And compared to Dynamo, Grasshopper is much easy because you have everything there. You no need to find, and there are limited. And Dynamo is unlimited. Dynamo is unlimited.
Okay.
Grasshopper is limited. Even you can create this kind of a structure. You ask me to create, I'll create it in front of you. Even I'm from electrical background. Okay,
Okay.
sense because automation doesn't need any disciplines. Okay, good question. Any other? Any other? So let me show first. Let me show you this course outline. So ChatGPT, we are using like ChatGPT, and how the node behaves, and file extensions of Dynamo. Okay, and dot notation, very important concept in the entire training. Okay, so behaviors, you should know how a node is going to behave, how a script is going to behave if you have connected something wrong. So all this will be covered, and they are different. It's ChatGPT. I mean, it was not there before. We added it intentionally because I want you to hire another virtual assistant for you. So after this training, you are taking a virtual assistant. You have an assistant. Everyone will get their assistant with the ChatGPT. That's a ChatGPT actually. Okay, so we have a Bimera GPT. This is our own. So I have another business called developing a. Oh, this is incognito. Okay, so we have another business called SaaS development, software as a service. So it's we are purely implement artificial intelligence, the tools. Okay, so in most of the applications like VS Code extension, web applications, we have different. Okay, so when you just click on sign up free, and if you are already user, sign in with Google and signed in, and you will see how to use this ChatGPT 3.5 versus Bimera GPT 4.0. So, act as a Revit Dynamo expert in the professional tone, the style, and action. There are already like hundreds of students enrolled and they're enjoying it now. So, if you ask a question and when you copy that and paste here, it will give you the exact result. I'll show you that tomorrow, not today. So, this is like a chat GPT, but especially for people, not for writing emails, not for drafting a poetry for your girlfriends, not like, understand. So this is completely for BIM people. So you can see all the BIM professions here: BIM data manager, BIM software developer, integration specialist, BIM consultant as well. If you ask as a BIM consultant, it will give you the it will give you the it will help you how to write the quotation also. Understand? Okay, so that's how it is clear. Okay, we'll see this tomorrow. Okay, so we have a 3 days trial initially. I mean, you can try that 3 days trial and check how it is. We are using 4.0. I mean, you don't need to purchase, you don't need to give, the ChatGPT, what was that? Premium subscription. So that was like 25,000. Ours is 5,000 only. Okay, so we'll see that later. Scripting integration, what you're going to learn, and type of logics, very poor. Especially if you don't have a coding background, you are very poor at logic. So how to build that logic? Interoperability, playing with external applications. I have an Excel file and I want to load some data into a Revit elements. How to do that? I want to use this Excel as a data and create some elements here. How to do that? Interoperability. Okay. So element selection. I don't want to select any element manually. I'll write a script. So that should decide to get the elements which are in the level 5. If it is like a 50 floors building, so these elements will get from the level 5 in the particular zone, at particular room. All the elements will be selected and check whether they are exactly placed on the ceilings or not. If they're floating on air, then fix those to the elements. I mean, fix those to the ceilings. These kind of things. Element selection. I want to bring all the elements at particular level, at particular work set, at particular discipline, at particular design option. So everything. We'll see this tomorrow. Okay. So node finding, very a $1 million question for the beginners. How to find a node? How to find a node? Okay, I mean, if you are very new to Dynamo, how to find a node? Successfully, you found something. There are actually 6 different strategies to find a node. Nowhere you YouTube it and prove me that you can you Rajesh. I found the 6 strategies. They all are my creation. So I having since I'm having like different language experience, I have incorporated all these strategies in my training. That is the reason I don't share any single video on YouTube, creating a scripts. The people who scold me, this guy used advanced stuff and there is no detailed instructions. Why? Because I don't want to explore it. This is dedicatedly only for my students. Hello, is someone speaking? No, Amit. Maybe mistake. Keep muted. Okay, so shortcut methods, parent and child concept. It's a coding terminology. Okay, I'll explain you in a in-person perspective. Dot notation. Again, see, I have this is not an updated one. I even mentioned how many hours it will take also, or else I have to update it. So this entire thing is the course outline, and this is halfway. We are going to cover a lot in the training because I can't disclose everything since there are few guys who exactly copy. There are few you know there are there is a institute called AC Zone. That guy have copied our content and the course outline exactly, and the tutor is my student. He started teaching, so he is a half knowledge guy. He didn't even finish like 3 months or 4 months. He just finished and he started deciding to take it, and we sent a legal notice to him. He stopped now. So to avoid that kind of these things, we are not sharing the actual course outline. Okay, so this course outline you can download it by this link. Let me copy and share in the chat box. Okay, so you can trust me on one thing. Without any I don't irritate you with the training. I'll always make you feel that you're comfortable with all the tech, all the concepts which I teach. Understand? It's a 60 hours course, and weekends you have assignments. Like on the weekdays you have a training. So if you miss, you can go through with the recording and attend the next day session. Okay, clear everyone? So any other questions? Any other questions?
Rajesh,
Yeah.
is market really using a I mean generative design by Dynamo are
Not for now.
really in India? Non
Not for
in India, is this is really using?
not for now. Do you know
Okay,
what? Even I have added a generative design in this course also. Where is the
okay,
generative design? I've added, and I'm eagerly waiting to add this concept in future, because
okay,
I've almost sit for many hours, like more than 100 plus hours, but I didn't see
okay,
that kind of practical use cases in our modeling. Okay, there are two or three, but they are limited. When it is going to be unlimited, trust me, you guys are going to be fade out. You guys are going to be fade out for sure, because it has a sense to detect something and do all the stuff. Then the companies don't need an MEP modeler. The companies don't need an architecture modeler. The companies don't need a structure modeler. Seriously, now the companies are already limitized their strength. I mean, because of adding these kind of people into their organizations. In every company, Atkins have a KME team, Acom have a BIM implementation team, WME have their own team, and Jacobs have their own team. In every company, the students are mine. I know, I know every company and what they are exactly doing in the organizations. Understand? So even Buddha Buddha companies also, they are hiring the automation experts. It will definitely going to help you. At least forget about your company sake. Okay, at least save your time. If you take more breaks, if you really want to take more breaks, use this. If you're in completely with working on more projects, you are under pressure. You need an automation. You have to. I mean, Rajesh, people are keep on saying, texting me, Rajesh, I'm very busy with the projects. I was engaged in 3 4 projects. Then you must need this tool, right? Then why do you have to do it manually? The same process in first project, second project, the third project. Why do you have to do it? This is stop doing this donkey work. Seriously, I mean, in professional terms, we'll call us donkey work. I'm not saying you. Okay, don't take it personal. So this is called general donkey work. Okay, doing the same thing from the morning 9 o'clock till evening 6 o'clock, doing the same stuff. Why can't you automate it? So finish it off with at least some 30% of 40% of, and take more breaks. Just run a peaceful, you know, work atmosphere. Understand? Okay, so trust me, this is very easy, and you will be an expert in no time, and you can see yourself the transformation of yours from the day 1 till day 30. Okay, that's what I can say that. Okay, so
uh, Rajesh, I really admire the content what you created. I
hmm,
haven't I'm doing a lot of time the research on these topics actually. I'm really surprised you are covering these topics. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, I'm really excited actually once I see these things. Thank you,
Gopi,
Rajesh.
thank you.
Yeah.
Is that you who texted me now, Gopi Krishna?
Yes, yes, yes.
Let's have a call after this. Huh?
Yeah, yeah. Sure, sure. Yep.
Good, good, good. Okay, any other? Cousin, Levent, Mustafa, Nazir? I don't know what's your name, user, Revit user 39. Okay, anyways, it's already late. I don't want you to wait more. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this, the day one workshop, which is an informative thing. And tomorrow we're going to see the practical stuff. So I know tomorrow is Sunday, and a few people who have actually requested to join this Sunday's one. Okay, so don't miss uh, the tomorrow's workshop. You'll thoroughly enjoy it. Trust me. Okay. See you everyone. Good night. Bye bye. Good night everyone.
Thank you, Raj.
Thank you. Bye bye.